Hi, everybody. Okay, so I've had some time to think about YNR since I made the video, and I don't usually do these videos because I want to do them at night, and by this time I'm usually either going to sleep or in bed or something. But something I've been thinking about YNR has been gnawing at me. So here comes the video. Okay, now this is gonna be kind of free fall, free range. I don't really have like topics in mind, so whatever comes up. Okay. Alright, let's see. Well, YNR at its core is about business and family. Most of your drama or traumas are going to be about family or business or the fallout that happens after a business failure or something. Okay. But I was thinking about Billy, and I've been thinking about Billy a lot, probably because he's been on the screen a lot lately. But also, I want to give it up to Jason Thompson because, as you all may or may not know, I've been a huge Jason Thompson fan most of my life because I was watching General Hospital or GH since I was a teenager. Okay, so I was a huge Robin fan. I still am, but she's not really on the canvas anymore because Kimberly McCullough went on to be a director. But I was a huge Robin fan. So when I found out she was going to be married, and I found out who she was going to be married to, I was really excited. And it turned out to be Patrick, and he was played by Jason Thompson. So I got really familiar with Jason Thompson's acting. And I said, okay, he's got some chops. And then he moved over to YNR to play Billy Abbott. And I said, oh, okay, this is going to be a departure for him because he's been used to playing the good guy, Patrick Drake, right? And Billy, as y'all may or may not know, Billy Abbott is known to be a bad boy, kind of a mess up of the family, like the one that everybody feels they have to rescue of that family. And even Victor Newman calls him Billy Boy Abbott. And I equate that to he doesn't really like Billy because he thinks that he has to watch out for him and that he can't really protect his daughter. Because remember, Victoria and Billy were married, right? But Victor was opposed to the marriage and the relationship from the word go. And then I think came into play what I just said, that Victor felt he had to be protective of the marriage and he couldn't just let her go and think that Billy was going to be the man to protect her. Although Victoria really doesn't need protecting because she can take care of her own, which is always cool because, let's be honest, females in soap operas are either written as the damsel in distress or the independent chick to the point where she doesn't need a man, and then they put her in a relationship and then it falls apart every time. And they say, well, that so and so isn't independent, so she doesn't need a man, which is such BS. I mean, we all need somebody to some extent. I know it's not popular to say you need somebody, but let's get real here, okay? But That's how women are written. And men are written kind of the same way, although, of course, slightly differently. You have either the alpha male or the one who falls in love all the time, or the one who uses his clout to get what he wants. And I'm thinking about Bill Spencer in this case. Now, before you give me any comments, I know Bill Spencer is on Bold and the Beautiful. I'm fully aware. I was just trying to pick a character that fits the bill. Okay. So, on to couples, I guess. Because we are still in February, and Valentine's Day just passed 4 days ago. So I think I still have license to talk about this topic here. Okay, now, Victoria. I don't know what they're doing as far as the love life. Um, okay, now, I might say something slightly controversial here, and I'm well aware of it. But on the one hand, I understand that they don't want to put her in a relationship right away because her ex partner unalived. Cole unalived. Well aware of it. But it's been a while now. So, I mean, are we going for a record of how long is she going to be single or what? And the only reason I say that is because twofold. What I just said, plus they've been having Nate in her orbit. So I don't know if they're planning on having them be a couple again. I don't know. But every time I think that, okay, yeah, they are, they don't. So I don't know. Like, if you ask me today, I would say no. Because the conversation centered around what she was doing with her kids. It was not romantic in the least. And what I'm saying is, okay, it doesn't have to be romantic. But follow my train of thought here. If a man and a woman like each other, there are certain things that happen. Okay? You have to like each other. You have to get the tingly feeling a little bit. And you have to get the butterflies a little bit. Okay? But to produce those feelings, you have to have topics that can produce the feelings. And all I'm saying is that most of the time, the topic of children or whatever does not produce said endorphins. So I don't know. Whereas Billy and Sally, until they broke them up, they were together, and you could say, "Oh, yeah, okay, they're together because they were romantic all the time." Or like whatchamacallit? Okay, like Sharon and Nick, Schick, the couple. Okay. Um, which I've said this a million times, and I really mean it, but I am so sorry to that group of fans because you are never gonna get what you want. Because you're gonna get this. They're gonna get really close to becoming a couple, and then every time. Why do I say that? Because they've been married and divorced at least twice, maybe 3 times. Okay? If you can't make it by 3 times, you ain't gonna make it. I'm sorry, that is my own theory, but it has proven in fruition several times. So, Sally, while we're on the story of Sally here, I wonder what they're going to do for her in the romance department because she just broke up with Billy. And it's funny because I don't mean to laugh, but I just find it slightly funny because whenever there's something bad, everybody finds out like right quick. I mean, somebody breaks up with somebody, it's like, oh wow, I just heard you broke up with so and so. I'm so sorry. Why is that? I don't get it. Isn't it supposed to be good news travels fast instead of bad? Or did I miss the memo? Anyway, feels like they just broke up on Valentine's Day. The Valentine's Day episode, right? Okay. And now everybody's like, oh my God. When they find out that they broke up, they're like, are you okay? Is everything okay? And then they jump into like, are you going to get back together? Or like, is it done? And then even Jack, which I gotta give Peter Bergman the medal for the week because he has the ability to give Billy the business and say, "What the are you doing?" But yet be all when he saw Sally, he's like, "Oh wow, I'm really sorry about you and Billy. Are you okay? I'm really sorry." And she's like, "I don't hold you responsible." And I was thinking, yeah, he's not responsible in the least. But Jack has the ability, or Peter Bergman gives Jack the ability to be ruthless in 1 second and tender-hearted and like a compassionate man in the next second, like in the snap of a finger. So that's talent right there, man. Talent. Yeah. So I don't know, but those people are on my radar. Well, and not to mention Kyle and Audra slightly. Only I don't really think they're gonna do the Kyle and Audra thing again, unless they somehow totally wipe away everything she's done for the past I don't know how long, all the all the bad deeds. Because here's the thing about soap operas for sure. Once you start being a bad girl, and what I mean by bad girl is like doing one bad thing after another, people tend to label you that way. And guys, it's like you're repellent to guys. And they're like, oh no, stay away from that one. Because remember what she did to so and so and so and so and so and so. And the longer the list is, the more you're not going to be in a relationship with somebody. Or they're going to have to find somebody that totally doesn't know you and just um, kind of sees you for who you are in the moment. But you're not getting a new guy. You know what I mean? So I don't know. But I do like the best friendship between Audra and Sally, and I've talked about this before because um, that's yet another element you don't really see in soap operas that much. You just don't because they turn it into something catty and like the one trying to get information on the other one to use it at a later date. It's not friendly. It's what info can I get so I can be above her in some way. So I like that they still have the friendship. But we're gonna have to see how much of the stuff I just said is gonna come to fruition or not. And your guess is as good as mine. Because I've said it before, I'll say it again. The writing on Y&R is sketchy. Some days it's slow. And some days it's like, okay, they're going somewhere. And then they start getting slow again. So who knows? Bye, everybody.